a slight interruption, but we are back on as we see young Jason Vidal who moves in, and here we see young Werner coming forward and driving to wide Schmidov. You see the young Kyron Phillip running to his right, not before the batsman completed the single.
Yes, of course. Vidal is really just trying to keep things tight, as he has done in previous overs, to sort of maintain the pressure on St. Lucia. Currently, they are 56 for 3. Werner is on 13, and his partner Edwards, the captain, is on 2. Slow going by him, but understandably trying to, of course, forge a partnership there with Werner. And currently they are trailing by 105 runs. So Vidal will continue between umpire and the Stumps from the media center end. And again, posing some difficulty there to the right-hander, as he was struck on the pass there, Beno.
Yeah, so this time Jason, the arm ball, but going further down the leg side with the angle. The SA allowed appeal, but the umpire wouldn't take them seriously for those. There you see Tariq seems to be under a bit of pressure and trying to hit a ball that was slightly short of a length, and the ball creeping a trifle low, hitting him on the pad, and you see young Stefan Pascal diving to his left and taking a spectacular catch.
Certainly, Beno Pascal. Just looking to capitalize on that shot of a length ball. It's the end of the over, and it's now 56 for 3.
Yes, we saw Jason again completing another tidy over. I think Jason Vidal has bowled 3 overs for 2 runs, and he's in the middle of a very decent spell. I think he's bowling the correct lengths. He's attacking the stumps, which is most important for a left-arm for the spinner, not giving the batsman nothing, you know. And what he's saying to the batsman is asking questions of the batsman. If you want to, you can come for me, you know. Jason is into his work there, as we know. He's a very steady bowler, and he's gonna continue to do just that for Dominica this afternoon.
Yes, indeed. So this time it's going to be Grano to continue from the southern end. And he appears to still have lots of energy there, still looking vibrant. Has already picked up the 1 wicket for just 10 runs of his 5 overs thus far. Of course, just to inform you, of course, that the captain down there in the other match that is happening now at the Benjamin Park is on 107, not out. The Bivoni Joseph, that is. As Grano continues here at the Windsor Park Stadium. Of course, the gully was removed, so there are only 2 slips in place right now. Of course, a man was brought at forward shot length. So just trying to put some more pressure on Amari Werner there. And of course, we are seeing that the captain himself is bringing himself towards the cover, that is, extra cover, short extra cover, that is. And again, we are seeing Grano just straight down the leg side a bit there. You could see that natural movement what I was alluding to earlier. He has the ball ships, but this time they're shipping down the leg side. If he can get it right, of course, I'm sure, as we have seen previously, will pose some more difficulty there for the left-hander, that is Werner. Of course, these two are really looking to settle down to dig. They are digging, of course, deeper and deeper. The wicket seems to be pretty good for batting still, Beno.
Yes, the wicket is very good for batting. But you will agree the Dominican guys are bowling very tidily. They're keeping the pressure on. They're not giving much away, and that is good for the game. The batsmen are responding in digging deep and not taking risks themselves. And that in itself can only augur well for Windward's cricket. When you see young cricketers on both sides, exercising the level of patience, you can see the level of patience on both sides, both the bowling team, the fielding team, and the batters they're in. In young Amari Vena and his captain, Tariq Edwards.
Certainly, Pascal. Of course, these two are really concentrating deep here and applying every technical know-how to ensure that they remain at the crease. So it's the end of the over, and it's now 56 for free. Werner on 13, and his partner, Tariq Edwards, the captain, is on 2. It's just a small partnership of 7. Slow going thus far. And of course, St. Lucia are still trailing by 105 runs. The last wicket to go was Noel Leo, caught Jaden Joseph, bowled Yassi Grano. And just to remind you, Dominica aggregated 161. So they had an aggregate of 161. And St. Lucia in reply are 56 for free.
Yeah, we all see Kyron Phillip replacing Kyron Phillip. There you see a forcing shot there by Tariq away from the men at extra cover and dissecting the man between cover and short extra cover and getting a single to bring the left-handed Vena on strike. We saw Kyron Phillip running off the field and replaced by a young Joel Durant, who's an emergency fieldsman in that case. As we see young Jason Vidal continuing from the commentary box end.
Yes, and Vidal so far has been doing a very fine job there. And this time the batsman is whipping this one behind square. And the batsmen are very comfortably getting 2 runs. So, of course, Vidal on this occasion just slightly short and just straying a little bit down the leg side. And the batsman, that is Werner, just helping this one away. Very good afternoon, very cool afternoon for cricket. And, of course, we can see some of the fans there, the St. Lucian fans at the stadium, the Grayson Shillingford and Irving Shillingford stand. And of course there are some St. Lucians here on island who live here. I know of a few from my hometown. Of course, Ben, we must forget that there are St. Lucians right here on island.
Okay, listen to me.
And of course, Vidal will continue battle as he searches for that wicket. While the St. Lucian batters will be looking to forge a partnership. Of course, Dominica is looking to make some further inroads, which would certainly give them some level of advantage. If they can wrap up these innings there, of course, definitely they would have a lead. So they would only now have to go back in and stretch that lead and give St. Lucia a challenge in total to make and try to bowl out St. Lucia. So it's the end of the over, and after 24 overs, St. Lucia is 62 for 3. Werner is on 16, and his partner, the captain, Tariq Edwards, is on 4.
For no apparent reason, this over Jackson was a bit loose. Bowled a number of short deliveries, which I thought the batsman could have capitalized a bit more on. But you could understand the defensive frame of mind that they're in. They were only able to get ones and a couple of twos, but you know that was a very indifferent over, to be quite honest.
And that's a very, very important point that you just rose there, Beno Pascal. When you have that frame of mind, that very defensive frame of mind, sometimes when the loose delivery come, you don't take full advantage of them, you know, because you are in your shell, and you know it becomes difficult to just break loose, you know, and take advantage of these loose deliveries.
Here we see a bowling change from the Billy Doctor of Pavilion end. We see young Morel Burton is back into the attack, having been one of the opening bowlers. He's replacing Yazi, who bowled his quota of 6 overs of a wonderful spell of bowling.
Yes, certainly. And so, of course, he has to be given a rest. You have to manage your players. This is called management. You got to manage them lest you cause physical injury and damage. And of course, well, Burton will be looking for his first wicket, only bowling just 2 overs thus far, going for 13. And he'll be, of course, bowling to Tariq Edwards, the right-handed batsman, who is receiving from the media center end. Meantime, Burton is coming from the Billy Doctor Pavilion end. First, there are still 2 slips in place. No gully this time. There's a man at backward point. There's a man at cover point, it appears to me. There's a man at cover. There's a man at long on. Backward, that's a long leg rather. And there's a man at mid on and mid wicket. Of course, things are pretty quiet at this time.
Meanwhile, Kyron Phillip is back on the field. It wasn't anything serious. Probably it was a bathroom break or such. Yeah, so he's back on the field, and Joel is back to his original place of sitting under the hut.
Interesting, Bueno. Was there any moment in your career when you also served in that capacity, where, of course, the captain and management felt, well, today you're taking a rest?
To be quite honest, Compton, I whenever I was around a game, I was involved in playing. I don't think I really missed a lot of games during my playing time. I was always involved one way or another,
You seem to be one of the very fortunate players, Beno. And very gifted, I must say.
I do not want to owe it to fitness. I think I was one of the fortunate people. I think physically, my body was always responding to. Although I bowled fast, I used to be a seamer and stuff. But I can't remember playing in my playing days where I was seriously injured for whatever reason, and to have to miss a game or break down in the middle of a game for whatever reason. So I thought I was blessed in that regard, in terms of the way my body mass, my body structure. I've always been a skinny guy, but I was fortunate to have been able to play quite a bit of cricket, and not being injured and stuff.
Yes, and of course you remind me of the former fast bowler, West Indies fast bowler, Courtney Walsh. And And of course, some of the other fast bowlers of back in the days, the glory days of West Indies, were very fit and very strong, very healthy, strong fast bowlers would hardly break down.
The other thing that worked for me was my mindset. I wouldn't let niggles like keep me down. It wasn't a situation where I was never injured. But I mean, I would refer to them as niggles, and I would just keep playing. I would just play. I mean, I remember I had a sort of like a rib, like a slight side injury, side muscle injury, and I remember playing for the Southeast team in those days, and I just had to cut down on my pace and just played through it, you know, and did exceptionally well that season. I think I picked up like 32 wickets in 7 games.
That just goes to show how much passion that you had for cricket, your love for cricket. So you could even bear a small injury and play. So it's the end of the over, and currently St. Lucia is going at 64 for 3, and they are trailing by 97 runs. Of course, it's going to be Karen Phillip to operate from the media center end, that is the River Rail end. Of course, he has bowled 6 overs already. Has not picked up the wicket yet, but I'm sure he'll be looking to pick up one in this spell.
Again, it's just a bit of patience. Kyron just has to be patient, and just here you see the captain is having a word with him. It has to be something to do with adjustments in the field, and we see we just have to, like I said, just has to be a bit patient, keep the ball on or around the off stump area, and just force the batsman to play. Bowling if a sort of like used ball or old ball is, yeah, and there you see that's the plan, that he's trying to keep it slightly outside the off stump of the right hander. The previous delivery, he did the same to the left hander, and you know they went for a single. Now he's switching his line of attack to the right hander, slightly outside the off stump, which I think is very thoughtful, very good.
Yes, just trying to be strategic here, and as you said, being patient and keeping the ball in the right areas, ensuring that the batsman play as much as possible, and trying to induce him to make an error. So you could see that focus there, trying to keep that ball in that corridor, so to speak. Of course, Phillip has bowled quite well thus far in the tournament. Perhaps the expectation was a bit higher, but I'm sure some would say that he has done a fairly good job so far. Beno.
Yes, indeed. You see the batsman there just turning the balls that angle slightly down the leg side and just dash across for a single, and coming from mid-wicket, not being able to stop that run. Fumbled it a bit in the end, but I thought the run was on. Yeah, Kyron, like quite a bit of the players, probably suffering a little bit under the weight of expectations. From they all have their fan base, their families, that expect a certain level of performances from them, but sometimes that can weigh in on you as a young cricketer, and Kyron is no exception. Here we see now he's bowling to Venner again with a slip, a gully, a backward point or a point, that's extra cover, and we see the captain Stefan around the silly mid-off or short mid-off area, and then a mid-off, a mid-wicket, a man long like Bungry, and a mid-on. There again we see Kyron just bowling a full ball to the man. Again, because of the defensive frame of mind that young Venner is, he was not able to capitalize on this particular delivery, and he just chose to stop it. The score at the end of the over is 66 for 3. With 18 overs left in the day's play. while you see St. Lucia is trailing by 96 runs. Or 95 runs. They trail by 95 runs. And they have quite a lot of work to do, but they're in for a fight. As you can see, they are doing their utmost best to ensure that they wear down the Dominican bowlers.
Yes, certainly, Beno. That is clearly the intention there. And so, seems as if there is a change of bowling, is it? It's going to be Morrell Burton, of course, is going to continue from the Billy Doctor Pavilion end. And he is bowling to Tyreek Edwards, who is on 6. Of course, Burton was changed to the southern end. He started, of course, operating on the northern end, that is the media center end. And, of course, the captain is giving him a go on the opposite side of the pitch. One slip and a gully. There's a man at backward point, a man at cover, extra cover, mid-off, mid-on, mid-wicket shot, and also there's a man at deep backward square leg.
You can see Tariq is a little bit edgy. He tried to play a real offensive shot to a ball I thought that really wasn't there for that type of shot. He was trying to heave a ball that was slightly outside the stump over the mid-wicket, mid-on area. And he missed it completely. Ball passing very close to the stump, low, and taken by the wicket keeper. So he's probably sensing that he needs to get on with things. But he'll be advised to keep fighting for his team, because he don't really want. I don't think St. Lucia can ill afford to lose their captain there. He's a decent player. He has gotten a respectable score. When I say respectable, he got a decent 30 odd in one of the games played at Portsmouth earlier in the tournament. So he can certainly bat. He's one of the batters that they depend on to stay at the crease and get runs for them.
Indeed, certainly, Bruno Pascal. So, of course, it seems to be like the cement or the glue of the innings. So the rest of the batters, of course, can bat around him, and of course they can form partnerships, and we know how vital partnerships are in this format of cricket.
And one thing he's probably realizing too, that young Werner is not going to really take any risk or look to attack the bowling. So it will be on him to push the score along, because young Werner is just going to be locking one end and just going to be sticking around. And he probably feels that he can't afford to do the same, because they have to move the game forward,
Certainly, Beno. So Morrell Burton will continue from the Billy Doctor Pavilion end. And of course, there is just one slip in place. And the field setting is pretty much the same. And Burton will continue working hard to try to make some further penetrations. Of course, Dominica having picked up 3 wickets already. And St. Lucia is on 66. So it's 3 for 66. And I'm sure they'll be looking to pick up a few more wickets there before the end of the day's play. So, of course, it's the end of the over. And just to remind you of the sponsors, of course, Windward, that's Windward Island Under-19 tournament. The Windward Lotteries, of course, has played a significant role in the sponsorship of this tournament. And, of course, very shortly, I'm going to hand you over to a very capable commentator, and that's Delvin Esprit, who's already in the house. Of course, but before he comes, let me just remind you of the Ready Cash opportunity that exists. So start fresh with Ready Cash at Courts. You can get a loan of up to $20,000 and have 60 days to repay. You can even get a lower interest rate if you choose the salary deduction option. No deposit payment with 24 hours approval with flexible payment terms and hassle-free service. Join Ready Cash on Instagram and Facebook at readyfinance.com and Facebook for updates on giveaways and activities, or visit Cost on Cost Ready Cash locations. Start fresh with Ready Cash, and for more information call 448-7655 448-7655.
And Lucia is trying to build a partnership. 67 for free. So Dominica all out for 161. Reasonable score by Dominica after being 107 for 6. There's a partnership of 43 between Joseph and Vidal. And that build a little respectable total to 161. But St. Lucia fighting their way. They have lost 3 wickets already. 67. Werner is still there on 19. And the captain, Ed, was looking pretty good on his defense on 6. And that ball is coming on the inside edge of the bat. And the batsman scrambled for a single. So good delivery by Kyron Phillip. Fast bowler for Dominica, Kyron Phillip. Trying his best, trying to see if he can get that breakthrough. We still have 16.3 overs remaining, so a lot of overs remaining. We know that's not the West Indies match, so we'll definitely get all the overs in. If it was maybe an international match, the umpires will be saying it's a little too dark, or the light meters, but good bouncer by Philip. Beno, the umpires will definitely say it's a little too dark in terms of international cricket, but at under 19 level, condition is quite good to see the next 16 overs.
Hopefully we can get all the overs in until go well for the game, moving the game forward. As we speak, it's very slow going by the Lucians, by the St. Lucian boys, but I think they're doing the right thing because the Dominicans are actually bowling very well. I think I've seen all the games because having been around the stadium, when you compare their bowling today with the last game when they lose, it explains why they end up losing the game by an innings. They are bowling similar to how they bowled in the first match, and if I have to go by that, I think they're probably in a good position. If they can keep that. That way they bowl, it will all well for them. I think the second game they appeared to be out of patience. They never really created pressure. It was apparently to me they were trying to get a wicket every ball, every delivery, trying to bowl as straight as they possibly can with the new ball, and I don't think that's the best way to bowl. As a person who was involved in bowling at one time of my life, you work your way, from outside just gradually and build pressure and create pressure on batsmen.
And Dominica not playing with the young spinner Joel Jura. He have picked up about 6 wickets in the competition and one of the better bowlers, but have been rested for that game. As we see Morel Burton bowling a delivery just about the off stump, and Edwards has spin it down to mid-on, and there's no run. And Joel Jura picking up 6 wickets in 2 matches so far, and today did not make the final 11. The off spinner, and had a very good T10 competition. So hopefully that the youngster can maybe get much more practice needed to continue this job, and he'll bang that ball for the offside. But again, good piece of fielding there by the fieldsman at cover, Janani Joseph, and there's no run. And the Dominicans wearing their green cap. Good to see them in the green cap, the St. Lucian when they're fluffy. Large white hats and the supporters in the stand. The spectators have stayed on and they're staying on till the end of the game. We can see quite a number of spectators. And driving straight but cannot beat Maiden moving across to his left. And there's no run. Venner is on 19 and Venner have been there from the start. The left-handed batsman is fighting his way out there. A number of appeals, decision, but Venner is fighting and sticking it out. As an opener, you need this type of luck and you need this type of opportunity to stay and bat long. And that's what Venner is doing for St. Lucia. He's only on 19. And if I can tell you the amount of balls Venner faced. And driving on the onside, straight to mid-wicket. And there's no run. And Venner have been just occupying the crease. 87 deliveries to get 19. And Venner really occupying the crease there and really deciding to stay and bat for the afternoon. And he have been learning a lot from Craig Bradford. That you occupy the crease and the longer you stay in the crease, you'll get runs. So Venner don't mind 200 balls and scoring 40 or 50, but he's doing a job for his team as a captain. Helping his captain out and a good delivery. Burton there keeping that ball on the middle stump. And that ball was straight on the stumps. And matter of fact, the captain, Edwards, was equal to the task. And Edward, quite a capable player, Edward, the all-rounder, have been scoring runs and taking wickets throughout the tournament. And in pretty good nick. And you can see his confidence, and that's why he's the captain of the St. Lucia team. Driving in the air, opportunity, and the ball going just over the fieldsman head, maybe misjudging it in the end there. That ball was played uppishly, and the batsman crossing for a single. So maybe opportunity, the fieldsman, they're moving a little too quick, Beno.
Yes, certainly. I think there was a chance, and Jelani appeared to not, Joseph not picking up the flight of the ball and, you know, not putting himself in a position, the ball dropping just slightly behind him. But yes, it probably can count as another opportunity going a begging. Delvin.
Opportunity, and we're talking about Venner, and we said that Venner faced 80 odd balls, and then he's still there on 19. So if you look at his average and so if he faces about 160, 70 balls, he'll just be about 30 yards. So he's doing pretty well in terms of occupying the crease. And when you play in a two-day competition, you need to occupy the crease. You also need to push the scoring along, but that does seem to be troubling Venner. And Venner learning very much, I said earlier, from the West Indies captain. So you're looking to make the West Indies team just occupying the crease. And that's very good, because as an opener, you need to stay and bat long, but you also need to get some runs. And this push is going around, but Venner maybe leaving all the responsibility on his captain, Edwards, to maybe look to attack the bowling.
I also feel too that is probably apparently putting a little bit of pressure on his captain, who's probably trying to push the game forward, you know, and you know, certain balls that are not really there for offensive shots, and he's trying, which is not a bad aspect of cricket itself. You need to push, you need to have intent, and he probably feels that he probably needs to take a little bit more time to play himself in, but at the same time he's aware that he needs to push the game forward.
And you can see him at the non-striker end there rehearsing his shots, and his shot is really a defensive shot, nothing looking like attacking. So his intention is quite clear, to occupy one at least, to stay there, and the other batsman can get the runs. And Venner is quite content of the staying and occupy the crease. A good delivery, he's bowled him. That delivery, he was in line, Edwards, in line with the ball. And that ball caught back, and I think get some inside edge of the bat and onto the stump. So good delivery there by Kyron Phillip, and Phillip striking there for Dominica, and St. Lucia losing the next wicket. As you know, that the batsman, the captain, a crucial wicket of the captain, going there. Tyreek Edwards going bowl by Kyron Phillip.
Yes, Devin, a wicket they could ill afford to lose at this point. I think you know, that was a brute of a ball from and I think he was a bit late in the shot. I think the ball was take the top of the off stump, just clipped the bills in the process. But I think it was a well bold delivery by. It's said in cricket that if the coaches will tell you hit the top of off stump. So the length has to be a particular way to for you to be able to hit the top of off stump. But when you see a bowler hitting the top of off stump, you know he's into a good groove, good spell of bowling. Lovely delivery from Kyron Phillip, a ball pitching slightly outside the off stump and just cutting back a trifle. And you can bring in the demise of Captain Tariq Edwards.
Tariq Edwards. And the new batsman, I sense the new batsman look like Sammy. Darren Sammy Jr. He had a good catch in Dominican innings, taking a diving catch to his left, and really look good. But he really have to fight it out this afternoon. St. Lucia using a crucial wicket there of Edwards. And condition overcast, but nothing threatening in terms of stopping the game. That's and we can. It's Royce Paul, I think. Yeah, so Royce Paul is. Yeah, so Royce Paul will be facing his first delivery from Phillip outside the off stump, and the ball is dropping just before the wicket keeper, so the wicket keeper making some adjustment. And Dominica trying to apply the pressure, looking to get more wickets this afternoon. Maybe looking to bowl out St. Lucia this afternoon because 14.3 overs remaining, so there's a lot of overs. And they for sleep, what do you call a goalie? You have a cover point, you have a cover, you have a mid-off, short mid-off, a mid-on, mid-wicket, and a man at square leg on the boundary. And a ball beaten in by pace and beating the wicket keeper, and that ball goes into the boundary for 4 byes. Beating the batsman, beating the wicket keeper, and running into the boundary for 4. So 4 byes to St. Lucia, 73 for 4. And we see earlier on in the Dominican innings that St. Lucia received 5. Dominica received 5 extra runs in terms of the wicket keeper not holding the ball clean, and the ball going onto the helmet and crashing onto the helmet, and 5 runs for 5 byes was signal to the Dominica score. But this time around, there's no helmet involved. Ball passing very close to the helmet and going down to the boundary for 4. So 4 byes, 73 for 4. And Kyron Phillip developing some pace, getting that ball to swing, and really a good afternoon for swing bowling. And there's medium fast bowling, just keeping it tight. Down the leg side again, and the keeper not taking that ball cleanly. Another bye. And you can see celebration. We'll get the latest for you in the scores in the Grenada and St. Vincent match. Captain just out for 130. There's Joseph, the captain of the Grenada team, out for 130. Grenada 196 for 5. So they're really in control of that match. They already have a 100 lead going into the second day. So Grenada really on top so far in terms of the tournament. Because if you have a 100 lead in Portsmouth, you should put yourself in the driver's seat, because you already have a 100 lead going into the second day, on the first day. So Grenada really in the driver's seat. As you say, a new bowler will be bowling from the far end. They look like Gianni leg spinner, Joseph, the leg spinner, scoring 27 in his inning, and now he's looking to pick up a couple of wickets, and he'll be bowling to Sammy. And I knew it was Sammy because I identified the player very much on the field, and it's just really, as you know, you have to know the players very early, and I know it was Sammy. I picked up Sammy very early. I saw they put the name there, but I knew it was Sammy because I saw he took a brilliant catch, and I can remember him and his figure. So Sammy is the new batsman, and Darren Sammy Jr. Yeah, so it's Darren Sammy Jr. facing Joseph, the leg spinner for Dominica. Don't go side. And the spinner, the leg spinner. Not too much flight like Shane Warne, but really trying his best to just get it to skid through the youngster. Yeah. And it's the names of the players have to be there very early in because they put some Royce Johnson as well as Darren Sammy Jr. and he'll be facing Joseph. And you're going for a big hit in the air, but that ball dropping short of the player, and Sammy intention is quite clear, like his father.
Yeah, he's no nonsense kind of a cricketer. I think he looks to play offensive shots, and you could see his intention there. I don't think the ball was quite there for that kind of shot, but I guess that's the way he plays. And probably the inning needs that kind of impetus as well, because you had his captain there and young Venner who's really not pushing the game forward. And somebody needs to push the game forward if you are to put yourself in a position to win.
And his intention is quite clear. Looking to see if he can clear the boundary. That ball out the field, but that ball clearly going down the leg side by Joseph, and you can see the excitement from Joseph in getting that ball to the skid through. And good bowling by the Joseph. But as you know, leg spinner tend to bowl a loose delivery. So Sammy maybe figuring out that he's waiting patiently, and then it might just come in that delivery. Leg spinners usually tend to lose control. And he went in the air, but again, and there's no run. I almost gave an extra run away, but at the end of the over, St. Lucia replying to Dominica 161. St. Lucia 74 for 4 with Venno on 19 and Darren Sammy Jr. yet to get off the mark, Benno.
Yes, but you can see young Darren Sammy Jr. is trying to inject some life, some energy into that inning of the young St. Lucians. I think for much too long the innings have been sort of like stalled, and the innings, I mean, from a St. Lucian standpoint, I think this innings needs some impetus, somebody to drive it along, and young Darren Sammy Jr. is doing exactly that.
Venner to face Philip, driving straight to mid-on, and there's no run. Venner is on 19. Open the batting if Khan. Khan have gone long. Khan is one of the 4 batsmen gone. But Venner is still there, really occupying the crease. Looking to bat out for the afternoon. Driving, a full delivery straight to Pascal. Pascal knocking it down. No run resulting. And Philip pulling from the broadcasting booth end. Looking to see if he can make further inroads into the St. Lucia batting lineup. But they need to get Venner out because he's one of the key guys there. Good delivery again, but Venner equal to the task. That's coming on the front foot. And that's playing it on the onside. And there is no run. And he bowling Philip. Just got a prize wicket there of Edwards. And Venner is in defense. And the spirit on the offside, and Pascal fields, and there's no run. St. Lucia 74 for 4. 12.3 overs remaining for the day's play. The back there tomorrow to continue that battle between Dominica and St. Lucia. Well, It's looking more like in Portsmouth that in Portsmouth that Grenada might just be celebrating a victory in Portsmouth. Something strange have to happen in Portsmouth for Grenada to not be deprived of the Windward Championship. And again in defense, he's been assaulted like a rock. And just taking his time about things, not no rush about him, not looking to play any type of bad shot, just looking to occupy the crease. If he can get his singles, he'll take his singles, not looking to go for any big hit, and just really occupying the crease and really sitting down there and really playing the chief anchor role in terms of occupying the crease there and batting for his team and looking to stay and spend the day in terms of the rest of the afternoon. Driving on the offside and backward point. Fields and there's no run, so again, tight bowling by Philip.
Yes, a very decent over. Bowling, sticking to his plans. A lot of patience in what he's trying to do, keeping the pressure, keeping the ball on one side of the wicket, which is what you want to see a young bowler try to do. And he's getting into his own and executing what is asked of him, of his captain and probably his management team to keep the ball on one side of the wicket. I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow, but from what I heard on the news in the weather report this morning, that we may be experiencing a slight trough of sort tomorrow. And if that is so, we may have a bit of rain. Hopefully it doesn't interrupt the play and stall the progress of what is, a very interesting display that's on the cards at both venues tomorrow.
Very interesting, Benno, in terms of you're talking about the trough, and as you know, the playing field in Portsmouth. Cricket might just be in the stadium, but if any type of bad weather in Portsmouth, it can be very difficult for the team in Portsmouth. So we're just hoping for the best that the weather can just stay away. Again, Sammy. Just watching it very closely, and you can see the man at square leg there looking because he's seeing some possibility of a chance, because Sammy looking to really attack the leg spinner. He goes in the air, wide off, made off, and made off into the boundary for 4. Bad piece of fielding there by the man at made off. That's, I think, is Grano, and the ball goes into the boundary for 4. 78 for 4. Bad piece of fielding there by Grano, resulting in a boundary. And you can see the captain, Pascal, let him go back a little. Yeah, he should be back a little because you can see the intention of Sammy, and Sammy's off the mark with 4. Sammy's intention is quite clear. If the ball is there to hit, he will go for it. Driving, and that ball dropping short of nice attempt there by Kyron Phillip. The ball just dropping in front of him. Good attempt, good stop, a matter of fact, and in a very crucial position there. And it's urging the leg spinner, Joseph. Well taken by the keeper. Wide delivery down the leg side. Well taken by the wicket keeper, Regis. And the youngsters enjoying themselves out there. You can see they're speaking to each other, and St. Joseph have intention of getting another wicket. And Sammy cracking very nicely. That ball going across to, and thinking of 2, but in the end, Grano there moving very nicely and making that stop and preventing the second run. So a good piece of fielding by Grano. In the previous ball before, the ball beat him for 4, but this time around, making wrongs and picking up very nicely.
Yeah, the Dominican fieldsmen have to feel like they're in for a chance with young Darren Sammy Jr. on strike. I think he's gonna give you a chance, and he's gonna take anything on offer. He will do his best to try to hit it, and sometimes he's probably not in the best position to hit it. And like this last delivery there, that was just lobbing in the air and a little slightly away from Grano to his left and just dropping to his left. But yeah, like I said, young Sam is gonna play one way, and and one way he'll play.
And if you're viewing or listening to us, is Darren Sammy Jr., not the senior. We know the senior like to go for big hits. So is the junior, so the junior, the father, so is the father, so is the son. So the intention is quite clear by Sammy. And he's on the defense, watching very closely with his blue helmet. He's making sure that he occupies the crease and looking to stay and the supporters are there with him. So he's looking to push on 80 St. Lucia for 4. So we definitely there's some result in that match for sure, because the whole day tomorrow there's a strong possibility there's a result in that match tomorrow. So wherever you are viewing or listening, you can come to the Windsor Park and spend some time there. Outside the off stump, and Sammy allowing to go through to the wicket keeper. So some messages that just came out there. Did you see the 12th man just coming out there and giving some instructions? I don't know what type of instruction was given in terms of to Sammy. Maybe telling him to take it easy because we're approaching the close of play. Only 10.4 overs remaining for the day's play. So, and Sammy trying his best to restrain. You can see him moving away and looking to restrain himself from attacking Kyron Phillip, and the level of concentration is high. Outside the off stump, very close to the off stump, and you can see just walking away, trying to just cool himself in terms of his batting, trying to tell himself, take it easy. It's just about 10 overs remaining for the day. He can come back there tomorrow, bright sunshine or weather good. He can come there and see if he can blast the ball in the wrong. But for this evening, he really have to take his time and just stay and occupy the crease and stay there. Venner is still on 19. Venner has been on 19 for quite a while. And he's stuck on 19, but he's not out. Good delivery, a Yorker delivery, well blocked there by Sammy Jr. And the ball going on to short mid-wicket, and there's no run. And nice atmosphere for good swing bowling. The weather condition is pretty good for that, and quite a number of spectators. We have over 70 spectators there, and that's very good to see that we have quite a number of spectators around. Sammy flicking in the air, down to the boundary for 4 for mid-wicket, wideish mid-wicket for 4. So a good shot, loose delivery, a full ball, and the power of Sammy. You could see that young man Beno, a lot of power, matter of fact, flicking that ball, bumping just before the boundary for 4. So 4 more to Sammy. Sammy moves to 8. And he scored 84 for 4. Good shot, Ben.
Yeah, certainly. Pleasant shot there by young Sammy. I thought that ball was loose, but you have to still put them away when you get such deliveries. And I thought he executed the shot very well. Hit the ball over the top over the infield, and the ball just bounced once or twice before it gets to the rope.
And they put the 4 for Venner, but Venner is on 19 and Sammy is on 8. Sammy playing the ball down to cover, and there's no run. So Venner is on 19 and Sammy is on 8. 84 for 4. Yeah, Venner is on 19 and Sammy is on 8. And we have the And Joseph is back in the attack for Dominica, replacing Kyron Phillip. And he'll be bowling to the right-handed batsman Sammy. And Sammy's on 10. In his 10, Sammy have struck 2 boundaries in his 10 so far. And Sammy looking, his intention is quite clear. 89 for 4, St. Lucia. And Sammy will be facing Joseph. And Joseph have picked up 2 wickets so far for Dominica in his spell. A very good opening spell there by Joseph. And he's brought back by Pascal to see if he can maybe pick up another 2 or 3 wickets this afternoon and put St. Lucia in further trouble. And that's a slow delivery outside the off, a loosener, you call that? Fast ball.
Yes, having been away from the bowling crease for some time, he just really, like you quite rightly said, a loosener. And the ball was practically squatting on the way to the wicketkeeper from outside the stump.
Lovely atmosphere for cricket at the under-19 level. Ball wide, cutting back into the batsman, but a very wide delivery. The batsman had no intention of playing. Sammy allowing it to go to the wicketkeeper, Regis. And Joseph bowling with cover, shot made off, backward point, a man at slip, square leg, shot mid wicket. Man at deep square on the boundary. And bowling to Sammy. 89 for 4, St. Lucia. Good delivery on the body of some, but Sammy is equal to the task and just playing it down to middle of here. Philip feels and there's no run. And you can see just getting his act together in terms of his run.
Yeah, you can see the plan is clear. You can see young Jaden is just trying to tail the ball back in, some excellent old ball bowling, trying to get one side of the ball shine and almost like reverse swing bowling at the moment from young Jaden Joseph. I'm quite impressed with what I'm seeing from, as you can see, breaks into his run, but the batsman, Darren Sammy, walks away as some, I think, may have just disturbed his or distract him, and he walks away. Now he settled over his bat as he waits.
Outside the off stump, and the batsman allowed to go to the wicketkeeper, and there's no run. And a few of the spectators in the stand, Dominican spectators, and also a number of St. Lucian spectators made their way. And you can see a number of people there just lower down the stand, just relaxing. That's the normal spot of the stadium, and relax and watching some good cricket. The Norbert Phillip and Irvin and Adam Stanford stand, just a few spectators. You can actually see about 5 spectators on that stand. And Sam is forward to the captain Pascal, and there's no run. And on the Grayson Shillingford and Irvin Shillingford stand, there are quite a number of spectators there. We can see just about 50 and more spectators. And the next stand, the Clem John and the Caleb Laura stand, there's really no spectators there. So most of the spectators are in the Grayson Shillingford and Irvin Shillingford stand. And they're watching on as Joseph looking to make further inroads into the St. Lucia batting lineup. Outside the off stump, and Samuel allowed it to go. And there's no one. So quite over there, bowled by Jaden Joseph.
Yes, I think Jaden kept his disciplines already well there, where he just lined the ball slightly outside the off stump, and with a slight, in movements at times. I thought it was a decent over coming from young Jaden on his return to the bowling crease. As I welcome back Compton Bertrand.
Yes, of course. So Lucia is really forging nicely there. They are currently 89 for 4. And of course, Darren Sammy Jr. is on 10, and his partner Venner is on 23. So Lucia trailing by 72 runs there, going at a strike rate of 2.46. That's below 3 runs and over. So things are pretty slow for them as Joseph makes his way into Werner again. So he will be looking, of course, to pick up his first wicket. Hasn't got a wicket yet. Has bowled 3 overs for 9 runs, but has been bowling quite tight and only going for 2.84 runs and over. So, of course, he'll be looking to grab his first wicket. There's a leg sleep in place. There's a man at fourth short leg. There's a first sleep. There's a man at cover, mid-off. There's a man at cover point. And there's also a man posted at short mid-wicket. There's a man at mid-on. And there's also a man at deep backward square leg.
Okay, we are back. It's on now. We are back as it's the end of the over, and we see young Jaden Joseph on top of his bowling mark, and he's ready to bowl to the batsman Darren Sammy.
Of course, Dominica at this stage will have to really try and be creative here and try to be strategic because and try to force some pressure on St. Lucia, especially in the dying stages of this match into this play. Jaden, of course, has bowled well so far, has kept things tight. In fact, has already picked up 2 wickets in his 6 overs that he has bowled thus far. And of course, I'm seeing that the fielders are further apart, further away from the playing area. and there's no man at short leg or in somewhere in the sillies, just to make the batsman think a little bit, just to put some pressure on him. The wicket is pretty flattish. The ball is old, you know, so perhaps just being a little more creative, a little more innovative, so to speak, you know, just more proactive in your field placement, perhaps just to create that psychological, you know, advantage over the batter.
Yeah, I can well understand your point there, Compton, and you sometimes you need to do something different, maybe put a man in the island of the batsman and create a level of distraction for him. And here you see a slower ball, and he's just beaten outside the stump with a lovely delivery coming back into the batsman, and the batsman just missing it completely, taken by the keeper. So, do it done again. Yeah, so we just see young Sammy just pushing the ball to the mid wicket area, and picked up by young Jelani Joseph, the brother of Jaden Joseph, and no run. It's a quiet period where you see not much is being much happening at the moment. We just see Jaden Joseph continuing to bowl a tidy line just outside the stump repeatedly, and I really want to take some time off to commend the young Jaden Joseph for his efforts today, both in the previous spell and currently. And I also want to give a lot of credit to young Darren Sammy, because we know naturally he likes to hit the ball, but you can see he's leaving quite a lot of balls outside the stump, so this is also good, and when it's slightly straighter, he defends, Compton. I think that's good on both sides for both teams. You can see young players are really growing in maturity,
Yes, it's good that you pointed that out, because initially when he walked into the crease, Bernard Pascal, it seems as if he was going to be having a go at almost every delivery. So to see him make that adjustment, trying to be more selective in his stroke play, letting balls go, as you rightly said, outside the off stump, and when the ball comes in his area, have a go and try to push on things for the St. Lucians. So interestingly, yes, he has really shown that level of maturity and responsibility as well as a number 5 batsman. Is it middle order?
Number 6. It's number 6 actually. The score is 4-4-89. 38 overs bowled. We are into the last 6 overs of the day's play. We have young Amari Venner on 23 and Darren Sammy Jr. on 10.
Of course, a partnership of already 20, and this time he's driving beautifully through cover point. But this one doesn't get to the fence, and, well, the score will only move up by 2 runs. But that was a beautiful shot there indeed.
Yes, Bertrand, you saw Amari Van coming forward, getting the full delivery and just, effortlessly, with all the elegance in the world, just, hitting that ball square on the outside between the man at slightly at backward point and the man at extra cover, and the ball just, going as close as possible to the boundary, but the batsman taking 2 runs.
Yes, indeed. Of course, just taking full advantage of that ball there, just outside the off stump, as Grano comes in short of a length this time, Beno. But the batsman really showing resolve there in defense.
Yeah, most definitely. You saw young Venner in behind of that delivery, right behind of the delivery, and just stroking it back, to the man at extra cover, short extra cover in that. And there's no run, looking very compact, like you quite rightly said.
Certainly. Of course, Grano has bowled 6 overs thus far. Has only picked up the 1 wicket for 12 runs, but has been going only at 1.85. Very good economy rate there by Grano.
Yes, most definitely. It's a day of gripping cricket. You saw earlier in the day the Dominican lads, young Pascal and Lucia, putting on a decent first wicket partnership together. We saw young Pascal grafting his way to 50. In the midst of that, he had some lovely shots, lovely cover drives, lovely straight drives, pulled a few, but he got held out somewhere in the boundary of a top edge, and going on 50. I thought young Stephen Pascal should have really buckled on and carry on to get a big one, but it wasn't to be. And in the end, going for a fighting 50, but like I said, I thought that was a perfect opportunity to carry him to a big one, but it wasn't to be.
Yes, Pascal. In fact, I had a glimpse of that innings, and it really appeared that he could have gone on to make a much bigger score there than that half century. But as you said, it seemed as if today just wasn't his day to carry on and possibly turn this one into a century. So, of course, it's the end of the day's play. And at this stage, St. Lucia is 91 for 4. Werner is on 25. And Darren Sammy Jr. is on 10. And, of course, St. Lucia is trailing by 70 runs. So tomorrow they'll have to come back here, Beno Pascal, and try to see if they can continue that partnership and build on that score that they have and try to, if not get to 161, the total that Dominica posted, try to get as near as possible to that, or at least surpass it if possible, and stretch and produce a lead.
Yeah, most definitely. That is what they will look forward to do. The Dominica will have other ideas. We look to push on and get as many wickets as they possibly can in the first hour of play to put themselves in a position to dictate things. But it's a gripping this play. You saw the fight on both sides, and that's as much as you can ask of these young cricketers. We look forward to a very fruitful and interesting day's play tomorrow, and to see which team will definitely. It's sort of like in a balance at the moment in terms of you probably can't even tell whose nose is in front, but it's sort of like an even Stevens.
I was just about to say the match can go either way, so as you rightly said, the game is in a balance and it can swing in either direction towards Dominica or towards St. Lucia. So, of course, we just want to wrap up things right about now. So, tomorrow, of course, we'll be back. So, on behalf of my fellow commentators and, of course, the production team, we want to say good afternoon and that you have a very good evening. So, that's it for us from us for now.
More jackpot money, more reasons to play this game. More money for way, Super 6 a bigger jackpot game.
Now you will love Super 6 even more.
With more money to the jackpot galore.
Play more, win more, have more fun. With more jackpot money, Super 6 is my number one.
With the new and improved Super 6 game,
The jackpot keeps growing and growing and growing.
More jackpot money, more reasons to play this game. More money for way, Super 6 a bigger jackpot game. Super 6, bigger jackpots, more chances to win.
Introducing the all-new 500ml Eco Bottle from Blue Waters. It's easy to open and full of great-tasting sodium-free artesian well water that doesn't spill when you open it thanks to its wide mouth design. So grab one today. Life is better with Blue Waters.
DJ Shield, why you look with him?
What are we drinking now? Oh, you mean what are we drinking now?
Kubuli we drinking.
We drinking Kubuli in the country. Kubuli to set you free. We drinking Kubuli in the party. Kubuli, boy, Kubuli we drinking. Drink responsibly. Drink Kubuli. Okay, boom.
Bullets, do something crazy.